I'm sorry, I won't be good at taking this video. I won't be too good at taking pictures either. So, yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going to use this or anything, but this is just, I guess, a bit of a trial. Hello, if this actually ends up on the internet. If it doesn't. Anyway, so, I make things. In my spare time, it's a bit of a hobby, but also I do it kind of in work if I can find that kind of job. I'm a qualified labourer, so basically that's the job title of a builder. But I also know how to plaster and stuff, so yeah, I try my hand at definitely more than one thing. But anyway, one of the things that I am making is this here table. So at this point, this is still loose. I got this tabletop from a friend. It's round. I'm going to actually attach it with screws, and then I'm going to fill in the holes. I'm going to stain it next. I've already preserved it. I marked out where the middle was a while ago, and marked that in relation to this. Oh, and if you see dog hair on my top, it's not because I'm just scruffy or put on clothes that I've just let it get dirty. It's because I've been hugging this little dog. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to see if I could actually use sticks as a bit of a dowel situation. So I drilled holes in there. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do this bit, so I ended up cutting that into a square there, cutting grooves in, and what I ended up doing was putting strips of ply inside the actual sticks I used for the actual feeding area, and I put that into the slots of the square bit I cut there. Thing is though, it was too thin and it broke, so I've been having to deal with that since. It is firm now, but that's because the glue dried up and the sticks that I used as dowel have firmed up. Since this is my first go, I've learned a few things. Put the dowel in first, put the bottom on last. It kind of works better that way than having to put the feet on and then having to pull it apart a little bit to fit the dowel feet in. I fall prey to something that always makes me forget what I should be doing, which is when people are around me when I'm working and I'm verbal with my body language and forget to turn that off, or if I think too kind of easy to see and then people start to try and help, and then that stops me from thinking clearly sometimes. As much as I appreciate it, and sometimes it's very helpful, it definitely throws me off my game from time to time, and I feel like that's what happened this time. But I did learn a few things here, and I'm very happy about that. And I will get better. I'm going to make sure that all the gaps in this are filled in and dealt with. And I'm going to stain the top, put the top on, then either give it to a friend or sell it, probably on eBay. If I can't get away from my mum, because when she sees it, she's going to want it. So that's a thing. Basically, she likes things I make out of wood. So anything that's got like a pattern that I make, anything that I carve, things like that, she really likes that kind of thing. She's the kind of person that would go to a beach, pick up a bit of driftwood and go, that's going to be in my lounge. And then me and my sister would be like, where? Where is that a good idea? But anyway, yeah. So I also cut some pieces. So I basically go and when I find a stick, I drag it all the way home, and so I'm in a situation where I'm kind of renting off a friend a room at the moment, because I've just come out of a course with the church, and that's the kind of situation I was in at the time, and it was fine for me to stick around, which is great actually, very helpful, especially during nowadays, 2020. So different kinds of wood here with different bark, but actually what I'm looking at is the length. So me and the guy here, we are going to make a coffee table. So this table I showed here is very tall. If I get that and put that on there, this is the height that you could put, like, it's not attached at the moment. This is the height where you could have like drinks and stuff and have a barbecue, and it is quite tall. So it's exactly, that's the kind of thing it's exactly made for, and that's the kind of niche I was looking to fill, because I saw the stick that's in the center, the one with 3 prongs at one end, and I was like, that's definitely a main body of the main part of a table, the main leg. And that's what makes me think of, so I want to make it. But this coffee table that we'll be making, using these ones as legs. I'm going to debark these, take the bark off them, get the good wood appearance from it. I'm going to end up picking 4 out of the 5 that I've cut after I've debarked them, and then I'm going to cut the tabletop out of leftover parts from a shelving unit that was made out of chipboard with, you know how basically all desks, well, not all desks, but you know, I'm exaggerating. So many units that are made out of chipboard, flat pack, and so on, they have like this finish on them, where it's wood-looking effects, but it's plastic and it has little tiny fake grain effects into the actual surface. That kind of material. So I'm gonna end up cutting the panels and the shelves from that unit into parts that will make up 2 oval circles, as it were, twice as long as it is wide in a circular fashion. And the reason for that is they're long pieces that wouldn't be very wide, so I couldn't make a wide circle unit, so I had to make a long one, and because it's a coffee table, you want it to have a big enough top to share between multiple chairs. So, yeah. But because they're quite thin, it's going to have to be like 2 bits on the top, or 2 bits on the bottom in opposite directions, like grain of wood in ply, to kind of provide the strength. And I'll attach that together. And I'll attach the legs, debark them, pick my favourite 4, position, attach, and I'll attach the top part, because it will be 2 layers thick of this material for the tabletop. It's quite a thick tabletop. And my friend Jason will I'm going to cut a big hole in the upper portion of the 2 layers on the tabletop, and he's going to try and get pressed flowers set in resin inside the table, and he's going to do the edging. And then we're going to see if we can put that up for sale and see what that goes for. This is just hobby stuff, and when I find a friend who's willing to hold a camera and actually show me actually making some of this, because I can't exactly hold a camera, and work safely on some of these things. I think was it just yesterday I was just cutting these legs, and I was just using a circular saw and cutting all the sticks I had available at the time into piles of certain things. You can't hold a camera when you're doing that, and I don't have a GoPro that's on a long enough rod from me to show the view that I would want. A friend is necessary, and more PPE for noise and all the rest of it would also be necessary for that. So before I go, hi, I'm Ben. This is a precursor to me wanting to put things that I make on the internet, and this is my hug buddy. This is the reason why I have hair on my top. She's very, very aware of cameras, even though I have no idea why. Full on looking into cameras she doesn't know exists. Why is there stuff on your nose? Anyway, bye.